Well, we're going on a little bit of an adventure today. This is something different. Something I haven't done yet, actually. I haven't done a Will It Run. We're going to do a Will It Run today. But first, I've got to stop by the hardware store and get some gardening equipment, we'll say. Some lawn care equipment. So that is our first stop. Well, first stop's probably the gas station because, of course, there's no gas in the truck. Why would there be? That's where we're going. I'm actually really excited about this vehicle. It's another one off the bucket list. Something that I've wanted for a long time. It seems that the balls of fortune have been bouncing in my direction the last few weeks, I'd say. Nice bounce back here because it was getting rough there for a while. We're doing good though. We're doing good. Everything seems to be going well. So let's quit my yap and get up the road. This is it. This is the new project here for the day. This is our Will It Run. But first I got to dig it out. I don't know what year it is. I don't know vans at all. They kind of all seem the same to me. I came down here yesterday and had a peek at it. Come on inside. It smells terrible. I'm just going to shoot some footage with my phone so that you guys can see and I don't have to move my camera. I don't want to leave my camera in the sunlight, you know, can't be good for it, right? So we're gonna hop in here with the phone and hopefully there's no creepy crawlies. The first thing I want to do is get that side undug, get the doors wide open. It was cool yesterday, it didn't smell so bad, but today it smells terrible. Is that a melted flashlight? That is a melted flashlight with, that's interesting. We'll throw it in the water bucket there. Oh, we missed. Oof. Yeah, it smells bad in here. It didn't smell this bad yesterday. So I'm not so much worried about bees at all in here. The thing that I'm most concerned about is the potential for like groundhogs eating me alive, basically. We got some nice wood paneling though, and the shag carpet accents are really sharp. Unfortunately, it's probably also water damage. We won't be able to leave it. So here's the dog house. I'm not going to tear into the motor or anything like that until after I get it unburied and opened up. There's even some lights in the corner back there. It's a spare door. That's what it looks like there, a spare door. But it's cool. It's got the vibe of the Boogie van. Well, actually, here's the 77. It's a 77 Dodge van. Well, that's cool. A Canadian Dodge van. I believe it was a 318 is what the guy said. It's a B100. Okay. Like I said, that we're not going to dig into the doghouse yet. We're going to get this thing unburied. I'm going to put it on a time lapse probably and unbury it. Oh, and there's a peek of the next one too. That's also a project for the future. If anybody can tell what that is, you know, and time stamp it here. We're in 2 minutes in this part. If anybody can tell me what that is, I'll be severely impressed. All right, let's get this van unburied. All right, I'm still just on my cell phone because I don't want to drag my camera and stuff over here, but I got this side of it freed up. It's a Firebird right here. There's another Firebird right here, and I think there's another Firebird right there. But we got the van, or where I can get the hood up and the doors open. And I'm going to go around back and start clearing around back. I'm seeing some leaves of 3 in here mixed in a little bit, so I'll probably end up with some poison ivy or oak, whatever it is. So probably what I'll do is get as much done today as I can, and then zip home and shower to get the oils off of the poison off of me, and come back tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. If you guys are wondering about the paint job on this van, it's a Washington DC based radio DJ. Elliot in the morning, I believe he's still on. I'm pretty sure he's still on. He's been on the radio since I was a kid. All right, yeah, she smashed good. But again, he's a Washington DC based radio DJ. And probably 2005 or 6, I think it was, he had a contest. I believe it was 2005 or 6. He had a contest to paint your van. I don't know what you won. I don't know anything about the contest, but these guys, I guess, stayed up for days on end painting this van. And then when the day came for the competition, they fell asleep. They crashed out and didn't make it. Well, we got a radiator. Actually, I'll bring you guys in here. Here we go. I don't know anything about vans, so this is all new to me. I know you van experts out there are probably wondering what I'm doing. The truth is, I don't know. I brought a battery with me. Everything's here. I apologize for the harsh lighting. I guess that's your heater box and everything. Your brake booster, master cylinders right here up top. Battery, which we're going to replace. I'm going to cut all these vines out of here. Power steering. It's a little motor, so I guess it's probably a 318. Looks like everything's there. Ooh, a tiny little, that's like a 1-barrel carburetor in there. This is going to be an easy van to get going, though, I think. We'll have to get rid of that fuel filter. Have to get to the fuel pump and disconnect the fuel line. But we got the hood open. I'm going to pull some of these vines out of here. Well, it ain't going to run probably. It's late enough 70s. And I don't know anything about this ignition system. But it's got some syrup leaking out of the back of it. There we go. You guys can see a little bit. We could talk about it anyway. I'm going to cut these vines out from underneath here. And then I want to open the doors and let this thing breathe. I was hoping that this van was earlier and would strictly be points and not any kind of digital stuff, because points are just easier to deal with than whatever that stuff is. I'll get one of them things, but I think they're like the Ford ones. They just always die, right? I don't know. There we go. I think we're good here. All right, we're back on shaky cam here, the cell phone. I want to try to get these doors open. I'm kind of nervous about it. There's definitely groundhog activity out here. No bees, at least. Not yet. There we go. Let this thing air out a bit. It's one of the back window louvers. That's going to be fun to tear out of there, all that carpet. The seats are nice. I like the red. I like red interior. Oh, and we can get a little bit of a workout in while we're here too. What do you guys think? That would just be weird, wouldn't it? All right. Are there any Bud Lights in here? No. The smell is not good, I'm telling you. Anything over there? Nope, good. This thing's not that filthy in here. Does the wind out window with all the stink bugs work? Oh my goodness, look at it go. That is so cool. All right, well, she'll be airing out good. I see some water damage down there. That's probably where the carpet's gotten wet and it's soaked up though. So we're gonna wanna get in this doghouse here in a second. Whew. And the glove box. I guess we'll check the glove box and get these back doors open if we can. I gotta still cut down weeds back there though, but we'll get it. Old stereo system down here. Let's pop open the glove box and see what we got. Let's let this thing air out as much as possible. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Hell yeah, a little skeleton. Heck yeah, I mean. Some overall a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. Guys. No, this is family show. We can't show that. Oh my goodness. Guys. That must be what that flashlight's for. I don't even want to reach in here. What is this? Cigarette lighter? Nothing. All right. Ain't no way. Well, here's the title to it. I don't think that title's gonna pass. Well, they can get a replacement one, I guess. Well, I'm not doxing anybody because you can't read the thing. A lot of poopies in there. I don't really want to touch this. Hey, fellers. Knock, knock. Eviction. Okay. Heater controls are cool. All right. Let me try to get these back doors open, then we'll get this doghouse open. I don't want to damage this ladder any more than it already is, so I'm going to try to take it off. My first use of tools. Oh, good. I was worried they'd be nut and bolted or something. Nope. There's coarse thread. Oh. Well, didn't need to take that off. Ladder came off on its own. Okay. These are stainless screws. They're heavy. Hopefully. Well, actually, I want to cut down this. There's a tree over here I want to chop down. So let me grab the Sawzall and the wood blades. Spin you guys back around here. You can almost see the other Firebird now. You know, this would have probably been a smart wintertime project. But when somebody tells you that there's a boogie van out in the weeds, you go get the boogie van out of the weeds, you know? There's just no way I couldn't. See if we can get this open. Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at that. You guys are nosy. That is for later. That is a project for later. And I don't really want you guys peeking, you know? The sun's a little intense today. I apologize. But I don't make the rules for the sun. Well, I don't think it's locked. I think it's just on a bind. Let me go inside and make sure it's not locked. There we go. Go ahead and unlatch the latches. See if I can get to the one on the other side here. Ew. This thing's gross. I'm gonna close this glove box back up here. Ew. Oh, I'm covered in mouse poop now. I gotta be like conscious not to touch my face and stuff, you know? Anything else hold this thing on? I'm so grossed out now. Oops. Ah, God. All right, well, that's free. Oh. Well, it's not gonna run. Mice have eaten every single plug wire. Wiring is chewed up. I did bring some jumper wires. I'm gonna have to go get some plug wires for it, look up the firing order, and find the oil dipstick. See what we got going on here. I'm not changing the oil here because I don't want to crawl underneath of it, that's for sure. Let's see if the throttle linkage is good. Yep. Yeah, that's good. I want to disconnect the fuel pump, throw a battery in it, see if it cranks. Let's go against Derek's playbook and hit the brake pedal. Locked up tight. Well, we got another ignition box there making gravy. This one's making syrup, and this one's making gravy. So whatever these are, both need replaced. This is some kind of horn somebody put in here. Oh, there's the dipstick. Oh yeah, plenty full of oil. Let's see what happens. Jam hot on there first. No sparkies. Nothing's live. Let's see if it cranks. Unlikely. But I can turn it over up here. No problem there. I'm going to show you guys in here where I'm touching it. So we need some tires that'll hold air. Right there. All right, for today, I think I'm done. It's hot. I feel disgusting. I need to shower, and I need to go get more supplies. Maybe I'll come back later today, but probably not. All right, I gotta zip home and burn my clothes, take a shower, get this poison ivy off of me that I'm sure is on me, and all this mouse poop. It's very hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the AC full blast. I'm sure you guys can hear that now. And make the long, strange journey back out of this field. I am out here again with the Boogie van, and again it is a harsh, sunny day, which I'm not a fan of. Brought more water, plenty of water. But what I did is I picked up a cheap distributor on Amazon. It was 70 bucks. By the time I priced the plugs, wires, and the ignition modules and stuff, it was more than 70 bucks. So this, all I have to do is hit it with 12 volts, and it should throw spark to the spark plugs and make this thing run, hopefully. It's not a permanent solution by any means. I wouldn't trust an Amazon Prime distributor to get me, you know, to like the beach or something, but I'll trust it to get me out of this field. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to throw the camera back in here. I'm going to get on some rubber gloves. We're going to clean off the top of the motor and drop our Prime distributor in. The kid at the parts store recommended knock loose. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to spray it all over the brake assembly and see if we can't knock the booster loose. Ha! I'm sure this pivot here is probably mighty frozen. I got in it the other day and hit it and nothing happened. Smells good. That smells really good, whatever that is. We'll let this soak and see how it does. Hopefully this will kind of stay. Well, I'll just slide it down a little farther because we don't need the top as covered as we do the seat. I'm just going to be sitting in this all day and kind of hunkered over it. If I could save being in that mouse poop a little bit, I will. There we go. Let me grab my gloves. But there's a lot of gross insulation all over this motor. I want to get it all off as much as I can. I wish I had a vacuum or a leaf blower out here. But if this thing starts, it's going to send all of this disgusting insulation and mouse poopy flying into the air. And I don't really want to breathe it in. Also, if it backfires, I don't want to catch all this stuff on fire. Are these 70s Dodges known for anything bad I don't know about? I feel like these are pretty bulletproof vehicles. You never hear anybody complain about 70s, 60s, and 70s Dodge stuff other than expensive. The big block stuff is expensive. I don't think a 318 is going to break my pocketbook. People give these things away. I wonder if that brake stuff has freed up anything yet. Yep. Wow. I stomped on that the other day and it wouldn't move. That stuff's only been soaking for maybe 15 minutes, if that. We got no brakes. Building no pressure at all. Moves good though. Unplug this distributor. Pop the cap off too. Make sure that I point the rotor the same direction. And I don't know what number 1 is on these. This stuff smells so good. We're going to go ahead and get this distributor loosened up. Well, let me pull the... Okay, the vacuum just fell off. And we'll get the new distributor swapped in. Let me grab the new one. All right. Original distributor out. That's so crazy. I can see right down in there. New distributor. New distributor is in. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it rubs the block really bad. It's sitting on the block, so I'm gonna have to move the housing. The vacuum advance is gonna point backwards too far. It should be fine as long as the shoot. It should be fine though, as long as the cap, the button is hitting the wires at the right time. It shouldn't matter where that's dropped in. Trying to find the happy spot for the cap. There it is. It's a little inconvenient, but I think it'll be okay. Like I said, this is temporary. So if it works, good. I just all right, I got my Fisher Price plugs and wires and distributor all installed. Now I need to check for 12 volts. All right, plugs and wires are installed. I tested with the test light. I've got power here at the alternator. So I'm going to jump from the alternator. Hopefully, jump from the alternator to our ignition here on the distributor and dump some true fuel in it, and hopefully it'll fire off. Let's see if we got 12 volts coming to our jumper wire. We do. So we'll be able to hook that up in 1 second. I'm going to dump a big drink of true fuel down in here. And then I'm going to put the air cleaner back on in case it backfires. It will just backfire into the air cleaner. I'm putting, oop, that leaked out immediately. I don't know if any of that got down in there. Well, that's unfortunate. We've got a fire extinguisher though. All right, let's hook up 12 volts and hit it. Ugh. I'm actually shaking a little, believe it or not. We did it. Too much. I wish I had something to spray. I don't think this battery's the best either. I need to get some fuel hose so I can let this thing run. It's running. Gross. We're close. I just need to get this thing to idle, so I'm going to take a break and let's see if we can get something set up to where we can idle. I don't want to backfire it. Like that. So, timing's way off. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I can't keep it alive with this. Too big of a splash. Have to give it a break. I 100% don't recommend you dumping stuff down into the, you know, into the carburetor like I've been doing. I do have a fire extinguisher though. I think the battery's had it. Yeah, my battery's had it. All right. I'm going to try one more time before I call it. See if I can get it cranking over again. Nah. Well, yeah, I do. Maybe it's just... maybe it's a timing issue. I don't know. I don't think so. Nah. That battery's
I think
dead.
what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this carburetor off. Take it with me down to the shop. I think I can rebuild it without buying a kit. Just take it apart and clean it. And maybe come back another day and see if we can drive this thing out of this hole.
Try to get you guys in closer for this exciting carburetor removal. That's not too bad. You guys can kind of see. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. You guys aren't complainers. Right. Is it 1/2 inch? Yep, I'm gonna need a socket. Ooh, that tool's hot from sitting in that sun. I'm shocked how easy these vans are to work on. I've worked on a short school bus one time and it was like this, but it wasn't this easy. This is pretty sweet, actually. This might become one of my favorite vehicles. This might become my work truck. I don't want to break nothing. Put the socket in first, maybe. Yeah, I think that works. Why is that not going on there? There, no. Go on there. No, it won't work. Do that with a wrench. I have to do both these with a wrench. All this with a wrench. Yeah, okay. You can't get sockets in there. You can, but you can't. Let me unhook this off the power before I step on it and spark something. Man,
If these were 7/16, I'd be happy right now. Got it. That should be it. Yep. Don't look too bad down in there. Here it is. It's a little 2-barrel. There. All right, it's time to clean up some tools and get out of here for maybe for the day. Might come back later this afternoon. Probably not. Probably come back tomorrow. But I feel good about this. I didn't bring my camera, so I'm just going to get this thing apart, show you what it looks like, and we're going to get it stuffed in the bucket of carb cleaner. All right, so I got the top off. It's very dirty inside here. There's tons of dirt down in there. And pull this pin out and get these floats out, see if these floats are sunk. It's definitely got some issues. Those floats, they feel really heavy. So I think they're probably sunk. We'll see though. There's a lot of rust in here. There's actually no sloshing in there at all. So I'll probably just clean all this out really good, soak it. It'll probably be all right. All right, I've got the main base completely disassembled. I'm going to hit it with some degreaser and wash it off with the hose, actually. Or maybe I'll just put it in the parts cleaner for a minute first to get all the gunk off. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll let it run through this for a bit, hit it with the bristle brush, and then I'll take it outside and just hose it down with some water, soap and water, clean it up, and then we'll probably soak it in the gallon of carb cleaner. All right, I got the carb reinstalled. The electric fuel pump at O'Reilly's, okay, make sure that was on, was $70. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to run the factory fuel pump. The only reason I was going to get one is so that I could just pump gas out of a jug, but we'll just gravity feed it at that point. So I'm going to use the fire starter fuel filter that was already on here. We're not pushing any pressure through it, so I'm not worried about it. I feel like only when pressure is being pumped through them do they really start to split apart. We just want to see if this thing will idle. If it'll idle, I'm going to put some spare wheels I brought with me on it and see if we can kind of limp it up out of this graveyard. It might be tough with this Bronco right in front of us, but the other vehicle behind us will make a good bumper if we got to go backwards a bit. If it'll idle long enough to do a 1,000-point turn, we'll be in good shape. I'll tell you what, 6 feet seems like a lot more when it's height and not fuel line. 6 feet's not much on the old fuel line. I can tell you that right now. We're about 3 or 4 minutes away from barking this thing off, I'd say. Fill the fuel line, the fuel hose itself with True Fuel. It's probably enough to idle it for 10-15 minutes. Fuel filter's filling up. The less chance to blow up through the carburetor, the better. All right, we're going hot. There's gonna be a lot of gas in this thing. Come on now. I want it to go on its own. Yeah. Yeah, the filters. It holds for a second, then it drops, so. I'm on loose dirt, so I'll probably have to get another bite at this. But if we can just get this thing high enough to where I can get a board or something underneath of it and get the jack underneath of it again, we'll be in good shape. I can tell you what, the guy who had this stuff was an actual car guy. The keys were with it. Everything that goes with it was with it. The lock for the mag wheels was in the glove box. And he's willing to part with the stuff. So he is definitely a true car guy. This dirt's a little harder than I thought it would be. But we're slipping a little bit. I think that has more to do with the fact that the van can't roll forward or backward because it's so locked in the mud. So the van can't move, so the jack's just moving. But the dirt was harder than I thought it would be. I might be able to get a tire on this, actually. We'll try. If there's a spare wheel in the back, I could always throw underneath here, like vertically, in case it comes down. Oh, it is a disc brake vehicle. I was wondering about that. I figured 77. It should be disc brakes by then. There's some wide wheels. All right. Let's see if the bias supplies I brought will fit. Oh, no, I didn't bring the bias supplies. Never mind. I brought some old Ford wheels I had. These are 69 Lincoln wheels. Whew. Actually, came off of a Mark Series Lincoln, and they should be the same bolt pattern as the small Dodge. Yes, they are. All right. All right, coming down. See if I can get some air in this back tire. I got it to air up to like 20 pounds, but it leaks out really quick. Dragging a jack through vines. Not fun. We're just gonna go for broke with the air compressor hooked up. See if we can lurch it out of the hole. How's that sound? Reckless? Hilarious? We'll do it. Fuel. Let's try to hurry up and do this before our carburetor guzzles it all down. Let me out, van. I'm locked in. We almost got out. Let me get out of this thing. There we go. Oof. We almost got out. All right. I'm gonna go get that other wheel. I'm gonna put everything away and I'm gonna go get that other wheel. I wanna pull this thing up farther out of this hole.
Back with a wheel.
Oh, I forgot to hook the battery up. Shoot. All right, losing all my fuel. Yep, the fuel filter's already empty. So I definitely need to do this carburetor right. Well, there it is. I got the van up out of the hole. Now we can see this side of it. I'm gonna get my tow guys to come get it for me tomorrow, so I don't have to risk running it too much before I get it over to the shop. I did not expect it to roll that good. Once I got up to the top of the hill, it wanted to keep on rolling. So we go up here and make sure I got all my tools out of it, and then I'll let my tow guy know to come get that thing out of here. I didn't really want to put it out in the middle of this fella's driveway, but the van goes where the van goes, I guess. Is that why they called him that? Van Gogh? I couldn't see anything either. So fortunately I didn't nail this
second gen Firebird right here. It looks like a pretty sharp car. That'd have been bad. All right, let's go see what I've done. Yeah, I gotta move it. It's right in the driveway. I'm just gonna pull it forward so it's not in his grass. I mean, in his gravel. I'm just gonna pull it up in the flat and then tell my guy to come get it. All right, we are saying goodbye to the van for now. That is the last we're gonna mess with it out in the weeds. I'm having it hauled to the shop. I already texted my buddy who runs a rollback company. He hauls everything for me. Great guy. He might even come get it tonight, who knows? Depends on how motivated he is, I suppose. But I would assume that he's gonna come get it in the morning. But I put it out where he can get to it nice and easy. So it should be no issue for him. All right, appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.